We approach that time.
Yeah, and that's it. We will see at least some snow try to make a return. It's not really going to come in all that effectively, but we will see a few snow showers as we head a little deeper into the day today, especially focusing on the afternoon. During that time frame, we'll be on that line between a few rain showers for a few places, snow showers for others. I think as we head later into the afternoon, as we cool down just a couple extra degrees, it may skew a few more places over to snow shower activity, but mostly in the 30s for a lot of the day. Most areas staying above freezing today, but again, for the longer term, it's going to be a story where what's left in colder air for the much longer term. But today, fairly quiet. A couple showers later, but temperatures staying above freezing, mostly in the 30s for a lot of the day today.
Listen, above freezing, okay in my book.
Yeah.
For this time of year, December standards, yeah, we'll take it.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
And speaking of weather, we are tying that into our poll of the day this morning. We are asking you, what weather conditions are you hoping for as the holidays approach? Your options.
A winter wonderland? Just some flurries, mild and cozy, or unseasonably warm? Steph, what?
Flurries.
Just some flurries?
Yeah.
And just some flurries just on December 25th?
I don't mind flurries before then, but sure, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll take the unseasonably warm weather. We want to know how you feel about this. Head over to our X social media site. You can scan that QR code with your smartphone. It'll take you there. You can weigh in on the poll, share the poll, and comment below the poll. We'll go over those results for you coming up at the end of the 9 o'clock hour.
Stick around, we have much more around here on ARC Rochester, including when we come back. A beloved December tradition that's making its return again tonight. We will hear about the upcoming Good Night Lights.
And whoops. Don't forget, you can watch us on YouTube. We're streaming right now on the 13 Wham YouTube channel. Catch us over there. First responders are getting ready to light up the night tonight, showing their support for families at Golisano Children's Hospital.
This beloved tradition has been happening for 7 years now, and each year they continue to inspire so many people. Now, for more on tonight's event, we are joined now by Child Life Representative from Golisano Children's Hospital, Wendy Lane. Good morning to you.
Good morning, guys. Thanks for having me.
7 years. That is truly amazing. I know a lot of people in our community look forward to this. We even reported about the first one this year already. Tell me about what it's like to bring this back every year.
Well, first of all, we're so thankful to the Rochester Police Department for putting this whole event on. They do all the behind the scenes. It's that magical wow during the holidays, during a time when it's not always such a great time in these children's lives and these families' lives. So it's an excitement. It's hard to explain until you experience it, but it's a fun event, and I think it's as much fun for the people on the streets as it is for the kids in the rooms.
It really is. But beyond that, I have to imagine it's very impactful for their families as well to see some of these kids who may not have something to smile about while they're at the hospital to really smile. There's the view that they get. It's really incredible. I'm wondering, do you have any stories or memories from years past that stand out when it comes to these families or these kids seeing these lights for the first time?
Well, I was fortunate to be up on the play deck looking down with the families last week. And, it's all the little children and they're, wow, look at that. Oh, wait, I think I saw Santa Claus. And, and just seeing the parents not knowing what they're going to experience to go out there. And then all of a sudden this look of amazement to like a complete, as I said, a complete wow is so great. And, it's amazing how many of the children who aren't feeling good get up, get out of their rooms, come down, look out the windows. And I think for the families, it's a very touching moment to see the community come together like this.
Yeah. And we were just playing some video where we saw Santa Claus and even the Grinch making appearances. How important is that to also bring a little bit of that extra holiday spirit, besides the lights, of course, to those children?
Well, I think we try to bring a little bit of every holiday season to the lives of the families here. We want to celebrate just like they're celebrating at home. And how can we best do that in an environment like ours? And it's these type of events. It's, putting on a holiday programs, the other events that we've been having us celebrate it with you.
I would imagine something like this also plays into the social emotional well-being of all of the patients there at the Children's Hospital. Can you touch on that at all?
Well, I think, Dan, you hit that. That's the focus of really what we work on. We are there to help support the emotional and developmental needs of the children. And, as much as we work so hard on supporting the medical care that they receive, a big part of that, you're right, is their emotional well-being and feeling empowered to get up, get out of their rooms, partake in different things, kind of take control of their illness, as we say, and really get them to work through what they're feeling to help them make it through this.
And it looks like a big coordinated effort from those videos that we were showing before as well. What is it like to team up with so many
for them? But, shutting down a street around a hospital is not an easy task to do. And they make it look pretty easy, but coordinating who shows up, how many people show up, and how to manage that in a way that is respecting all the children that we have that are not just housed in our building, but, they're housed down in our behavioral health building as well. And how do we, take a small part of what we can do and make sure that it's seen throughout. But it's a big group of our parking departments, our own Department of Public Safety, our bus systems. Yeah, we're very thankful for everyone for helping out.
Wendy, I can tell you from firsthand experience, having covered this a few times, being down in that crowd with those first responders, the smiles on those faces are just as big as the smiles on the faces of the children upstairs, watching the lights, watching that display. The work you guys do is truly incredible, so thank you for that.
We appreciate it. Thank you so much. Have a nice holiday.
You do the same.
Nay, don't go anywhere. We have much more to come this morning here on ARC Rochester. We're back right after this. Good Wednesday morning. Thanks so much for tuning in. Here's your ARC Rochester news break. New protections are now in place for renters in Rochester. City Council voting to pass the good cause eviction legislation. Under the new law, property owners must provide a good cause to evict tenants. Those include failure to pay rent, violating lease terms, or using the property for illegal activities. Landlords will also be required to give tenants a written notice of their rights when signing or renewing a lease.
In the city of Rochester, we have an income problem. We face great challenges with both housing affordability and housing quality. The work in our housing market starts with our children. We have to face the realities that poverty, housing, and justice are all interrelated.
Now that legislation is set to take effect in the coming weeks. The city also plans to create a good cause eviction task force to monitor how the law is implemented. A Rush Henrietta teacher is on administrative leave this morning, facing serious charges of predatory sexual assault against a child. Deputies accuse 52-year-old Scott Stradley, a teacher at Roth Middle School, of having sexual contact with a minor over several years, dating back to 2011. Authorities say there's no evidence any students were involved in the allegations. Stradley is currently being held without bail. The Rush Henrietta superintendent tells 13 WHAM the district is aware of the arrest and is fully cooperating with the investigation. Anyone with information, though, is encouraged to call 911. Mount Read Boulevard is back open this morning after a pedestrian bridge you see here collapsed after a crash. Authorities say a garbage truck hit the bridge near Eastman Business Park around 11:15 yesterday. The collapse happened right in front of another car. That driver suffered minor injuries. So far, no citations have been issued. The state DOT is working with city engineers to assess the bridge's stability. An investigation is ongoing. Police in Albion are alerting the public about a suspected rapist out of concern there may be other victims. Take a look here at your screen. This is 30-year-old John Smith Jr. Police say he's been arrested on child rape charges. Authorities are urging anyone who believes their child may have come into contact with him to call local police. Happening today, Attorney General Tish James will be in Rochester to announce a settlement that will benefit families across the state. Her office says it has secured nearly $700,000 worth of baby formula in a price gouging case. Marine Park was accused of doubling formula prices during the 2022 nationwide shortage. The first donation will go to FoodLink and its partner organizations right here in Rochester. The AG's announcement is set for 10:30. That's in 2 hours this morning. We'll have more details later on 13 WHAM News at midday and 13wham.com. Now, for all of these top stories and any updates, be sure to visit 13wham.com. Stick around. ARC Rochester returns right after this.
thanks so much for sticking with us here on ARC Rochester. I'm Dan Strack.
And I'm Stephanie Joseph. We still have a lot more to get to here on ARC Rochester, but we do want to take this time to tell you about some holiday events that are going on.
We certainly do. The Rochester Philharmonic Orchestra is preparing for the return of their Gala Holiday Pop Show, and it's happening this Friday, Steph.
Yeah, the beloved Rochester tradition is returning, get this, for its 31st year. And they're adding some new additions to this 2024 edition. Now,
good morning. Happy holidays.
Same to you.
So holidays, we're getting in the holiday spirit now with this concert. I'm really excited about it. Tell people at home what they can expect.
Well, of course, our festival vocalists from 27 different high schools. We have about 150 this year on stage with us, so that's going to be phenomenal. Our concertmaster, Juliana Athade, who happens to be married to our principal oboist, Eric Baer, are coming on stage with their daughter, Kaya, who is going to be performing with them. So we have the Athade-Baer family. Just great holiday hits, great songs. It's just a wonderful time. George DeMott from Rochester, who famed member of the group Paparazzi that travels all over the world. He's a great vocalist. He's going to be singing Ave Maria. It's going to be a really wonderful performance.
Jeff, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you often do standard classics with a contemporary twist or brighten them up for a fresh new audience. I have to imagine that really helps with the draw to get to fill seats, and then they really get to experience what the RPO is all about.
Well, we are totally unique in that. For instance, our Christmas overture, Variations on Deck the Halls, it sounds like Mozart, it sounds like Gabrielli, it sounds like Count Basie, and it has the Stravinsky Firebird ending. So you're right, we do have a lot of fun with the music. However, I will tell you that a lot of people come up to me and say, you know, this is the one concert I go to every single year. I just love bringing my family and being in that incredible hall and experiencing that beautiful music in that theater and having an afternoon of love, peace, and joy, which is really what we're all about. So it's a great experience for the whole family, and we just love doing this concert series.
That's got to be what brings people together during the holidays, right?
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah.
So 31 years, what's something that you look forward to, or maybe something new this year that you're really excited about?
Well, every year the choir is somewhat new, so it's a group of young people that maybe some of them have been for a few years, but there are a group of young people that have never been in the theater before and have never sung with an incredible orchestra on stage in front of thousands of people. And just to watch them and see the joy in their eyes, and just, you know, they're so, you know, full of wonderful feelings, and to see that on that stage every year, it's just renewable of a great peaceful feeling in the soul and the spirit. I just can't think of anything that's better than that. So that's always kind of a joyful thing, for sure.
Over the past several decades, I would bet that there have been audience members who later in life turn into RPO members who are then performing on the stage. Do you know of any?
I'm not aware of any young. Actually, I am aware of a few people. I remember this one young trumpet player years ago. I mean, many years ago. I went out to Holly and I did a series of clinics for young people, and I conducted this elementary school band on a Friday morning. 8 o'clock in the morning. I had to drive out there in my Jeep with no heat in March, and it was a pretty, you know, interesting experience at 8 o'clock in the morning with these young people. And this young trumpet player who was in that elementary school band is now in our orchestra.
Wow.
So, yeah, we change lives in Rochester with this orchestra. We really do. And it's just been such one of the greatest joys of the arts in Rochester is to have this orchestra for now in our 101st year. So we continue to serve the community. That's what we do. And we want everybody to come into that hall and have a great time.
Yeah, leading.
And go into that hall and have a great time. I'm sure they will. We're running low on time. I do want to ask you, though, for somebody sitting at home contemplating, do we want to go as a family? Should we do this? Should we get the tickets and go? Why, yes, just go.
Because it's a relaxed feeling. We don't have rules. You can clap when you want to clap. You can sing along. We have all kinds of experiences for both, adults and young children. I say our audience is from 4 to 104. And we just love people to come in and just have a relaxing, wonderful time and just experience the sounds and joy of the season.
Jeff Tyzik, Principal Pops Conductor, thank you so much for your time this morning, my friend. Really pleasure speaking with you, and best of luck throughout the holiday season.
Thank you so much. Happy holidays for everybody.
Same to you.
Thank you. All right, don't go anywhere, because when we come back, we are checking back in with Chris Lopez, who's live from Wisteria Flowers and Gifts.
Hey, and don't forget, you can watch us on the go. We are streaming live right now over on the 13 Wham YouTube channel, now through 10 o'clock.
Well, with the holiday season in full effect, get-togethers with family and friends, they're on the agenda for some.
Yeah, and for those hosting those holiday gatherings, you might want to spruce the place up, make it look fresh, feel nice. Well, Chris Lopez has got you covered. He's live at Wisteria Flowers and Gifts this morning. He is working on tablescape number 2. Chris, I do want to know, can you ask Jenny when you're there, when did she open Wisteria up? How long has Wisteria been around?
Wisteria, how long has Wisteria been around?
We've been here for 32 years.
Wow.
32 years in the business. And I was putting together, at least trying to help put together something that you guys do. You guys have a different spin on certain things, which I like about here. Nothing's really standard. It's all imaginative.
Right, exactly. So these are just a few examples of our dish gardens, our blooming plant gardens. And we like to We like to put our own spin on it and be a little creative with the branches and the ribbons and the ornaments. You know, there's a whole bunch of different elements in here that make it pretty.
And can someone come in here, when someone comes in here and they want something like this, how does it work? Do they pitch to you some sort of idea and then you guys run with it, or are they just like, I don't know, help me out?
You know what? A little of both, actually. We do have some people who come in who are very specific and work with our designers to create whatever it is that they have envisioned in their mind. Or, you know, a lot of times we just get people come in and they say, you know, work your magic. This is kind of the color scheme that we want to work with, and go for it.
And when it comes to the holidays, are you guys doing more of these baskets now that the holidays are around, or is it standard throughout the year?
Everyone's standard throughout the year. We do different spins at different times of the year. You know, during the springtime, we may put like bulb plants in there, like blooming tulips and daffodils. So, you know, it's just different times of the year.
And when someone comes in, they say, I need something in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Who do you go to for that?
Well, any of our designers, really. But one in particular is super fast, and she's back here working on an arrangement right now. So we'll show you some of our fresh.
This is Colleen. What's she working?
Connie, yeah.
She's
working on a fresh arrangement. We've got a bunch of them going out for corporate gifts. And Connie's going to be putting together a bunch of centerpieces. Yeah.
And is it? We were talking. It was right when we got here. You said corporate season now. What is corporate looking for?
Okay, so you know, corporate gifts, like client gifts, basically. So you know, large orders, and they call and they say, I need to get gifts out to my clients, and we put them together and deliver them for them.
And for something like this right here, this arrangement that we're looking at, how quick does it take to put together? How long would you say?
It takes a while. It would probably take about a good 20, 30 minutes to put together one of these arrangements. Yeah.
And when someone comes in here and they're looking for a custom arrangement, can they order that online? Can they call in? How does that work?
So we do not have online ordering.
Okay.
Because we like to work with our clients and talk them through exactly what it is that we have in the store and what they're looking for. So what we do is we just walk them through the process, and we get the budget and we get the color scheme down, and we go from there.
And what are the hours if someone wants to come in? Like I said, we still have quite a few holidays, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, New Year's. They want to spruce the place up. How do they go about it?
Okay, so you can call the store or stop in. We're open 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, and 9 to 4 on Saturdays from now until Christmas.
Okay.
Christmas Eve, we're open 9 until noon.
There we go.
Yeah.
Come check them out. Thank you for hosting us. We got a little sneak peek back here, watching everyone work. Also, we neglected this bad boy right here.
Yes.
We'll hold this up.
Okay, we'll hold this up for Terry here.
Look at that.
So these are just little container gardens that we've been doing. They're artificial. We put little lights in them. You know, they're really pretty.
That's awesome, and that's very unique. I like that. That's also, it's a unique piece, right?
It is. It's a unique custom piece. Yeah.
Come check them out. Get the unique piece just like this yourself. Back to you guys in studio.
Chris, as you leave there this morning, any scraps of pine tree that you find on the floor, just pick it up and take it for me. I love the smell. You can leave it on my desk.
Oh.
No
Duly
response.
noted, Dan. I got
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you, sir.
All right, stick around. When Arc Rochester returns, it's this week's edition of Geared for Growth.
We're back right after this. 6:44 this Wednesday morning. It's time for Geared for Growth here on ARC Rochester, partnered with Greater Rochester Chamber of Commerce. And this morning, we're highlighting the company Intivity.
Now, for more on their business and what they do, we are joined now by the Vice President of Strategic Sourcing Division, Nate Morales. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
So we were talking about the slogan during break, to Intivity and beyond. I really like that.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about the company.
That's actually my own little slogan, so definitely not official, but our main slogan is everything office, anything but ordinary. So Intivity and beyond, just a great fit for that, in my opinion. But yeah, we are a family-owned business out of East Rochester, and we've been in business for now 29 years. Next year's going to be our 30th, so we're super excited for that.
Congratulations on that. For someone sitting at home who may have driven past or heard the name in passing before, what do you guys do?
So Intivity specializes in three main areas. We specialize in office furniture and configurations, as well as office supplies and industrial products. So that's a lot to do with a lot is around procurement strategy, making sure that the spaces are effective, efficient, collaborative, and help with innovation.
Now, do you help with the design element of things? Like, do people come to you with a vision and they're like, how can we make this happen?
Absolutely, yeah. They typically come to us for help with, you know, here's what my goals are, here's the culture I'm trying to build, what type of furniture will help me achieve these goals. I'm looking for more collaboration, I need more quiet sit-down time, and we help them go through all that.
What sets, aside from the longevity, because that does mean a lot to a lot of people, but aside from the longevity, what sets your company apart from other companies that may offer similar services?
Yeah, the easy answer is definitely our people. We focus very much so on the talent that we have within the organization. We try to take a vested interest in our customers, the needs of the business, what is it they're looking to accomplish. From a procurement standpoint, we try to find efficiencies within their procurement process where they may not have someone that is willing or able to just do it themselves. We come in to help them with that.
And over 3 decades, how has Intivity grown?
So we grew from just 2 employees to now, I would say we're hovering around just under 100 at this point. Wow. And it's been quite the journey from those 2 employees to where we are today.
2 employees to just under 100, just under 3 decades now. 10 years from now, where do you see the company?
I'd love to continue to grow with our customers here locally. Not everyone knows us for each of those categories that I mentioned. So the opportunity for us is make sure that we're getting ourselves out there, brand recognition, and we are, I'm Vice President of Strategic Sourcing. So what other products are out there that our customers are looking for? How can I help and bring procurement strategy?
Can you touch on that a little bit? What do you find your customer base looking for in 2024 and 2025?
A lot of it has to do with procurement in general. There is something in there with decentralized purchasing where people are buying things from all over the place at various different prices. That's where we come in to try to help them consolidate and bring it all into one package, right? Find some savings within bringing and bundling everything together. And I'd say that that's the primary sourcing piece around my title, what I try to focus on.
And really quickly, this is more so a curiosity question for me, but I've seen office spaces sort of transform over the years. A lot of people looking to bring in that different culture, more of a welcoming atmosphere. Have you noticed that customers have been gravitating towards a certain kind of design or even furniture?
Absolutely, yeah. There's a term in the industry right now called residential. So bringing what people have at home into the office space. We actually just renovated our showrooms. So when customers come in, the first thing they're greeted with is basically like a kitchen dining room area. So it's more, make them feel more at home.
Stephanie is looking to redo her home office,
Yeah.
I think, and just wants some free advice.
There we
So
go.
you can chat after the show.
Yeah,
Okay?
sounds
Absolutely.
great, yeah.
We'll take care of you.
Hey, thank you so much, Nate, for coming in. We really appreciate it. For somebody sitting at home who wants to learn more about the company, how do they do that?
So you could go to our website, intivity.com. That's probably the best area to go. On the site, it goes over all the products and services that we offer.
Perfect.
Right. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll have that on foxrochester.com. And stick around. We have much more to come here on Arc Rochester, including when we come back, we are learning more about the most festive city in the nation.
Don't go anywhere. Arc Rochester returns on the other side of the break.
.52, welcome back. It's time to get a look at what's trending now. Some of the top stories that have people talking this morning.
Yeah, we're talking water cooler talk, and we're going to start things out with the reveal of Santa's favorite city. Austin, Texas, has been crowned the most festive city in the nation for a third year in a row. I mean,
that's really
that
nice.
is really pretty for a third year in a row.
Yeah, now according to the annual report released by home services provider Thumbtack, right?
Yep.
There was a study that compiled data from millions of holiday light installation requests between October 2023 to 24. Now, the study said the average cost to hire a holiday lighting specialist can range from $168 to $300, depending on the scope of the project and home size.
Wow, okay. Texas cities were determined as far more merrier than other places. The other cities in the top 5, they include Dallas, another Texas, Seattle, Houston, and San Francisco.
Well, New York,
I know.
it doesn't even place in the top 20.
Really unfortunate.
Yeah.
All right, next one?
Yeah,
Let's go.
Let's do it. So our last story leads perfectly into our next one. A North Texas drone show company just broke a holiday-themed Guinness World Record.
Yeah, this is really incredible video. They now hold the record for the largest image of a gingerbread house created in the sky using drones.
It's
I believe
really
you'll see it in
cool.
a second. That's Santa and the reindeer.
Look at
and
that.
And they all move. Oh, look at
It's
that
like glitter in the
sleigh.
sky. Now, they used 4,981 drones to create a series of spectacular images. You see there, nearly 5,000, including Santa, snowmen, and a whole village.
That's really cool. The company behind this show says they hope it inspires people at shows and shows them, rather, what's possible when creativity and innovation come together.
Wow.
Now, listen. Those are the lights that people want to be seeing in the sky. Those are the drones that people want to be watching. Those ones right there. Look at that. So, what was it, 2-3 years ago for the 4th of July in Rochester? We haven't done it since, I don't believe. We did have a drone light show over High Falls. Look at this, we had a turkey.
Been nice.
It was very, very cool to watch. Yeah.
Wow.
I hope they bring that back. That is really spectacular.
Yeah.
Look at that. And I have to imagine, along with the drones, there's music piped out into a crowd.
Your traditional
you got
holiday
kids
songs,
playing.
maybe some All I Want for Christmas.
Wow.
Yeah.
Love it. Cool story.
Frosty.
All right, we'll turn to our final story this Wednesday morning. Of course, it's a food story. Taco Bell is adding new items to their menu, and they have people excited, I guess.
They're adding chicken nuggets starting tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, the all-white meat bites are coated in a jalapeno buttermilk flavor, dusted with tortilla chips and breadcrumbs.
Oh, goodness.
You know, this is not the one I'm excited about. There's something else that dropped at Taco Bell I want to try.
Oh, maybe we'll get, is it in this? I don't know. They were paired with a trio of sauces. You've got the Bell sauce, you've got jalapeno-infused honey mustard, and you have a spicy ranch.
In 2023 in select states, but they didn't have a lot of good impressions.
So why bring it back? Well, the brand says the move to include the nuggets is in response to chicken craving younger consumers who are turning away from red meat.
This kind of shows yesterday when we were talking about the Big Mac and how I usually gravitate toward the chicken products.
Yeah, that's true.
Sorry.
Well, before we continue on with this, because it's just more of the same with this food, what is the food that you...
It's, they have some empanadas that are stuffed with apples.
Really?
Yeah, I believe so. Unless I'm getting the chain wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's Taco Bell.
When was this?
Well, it could be in some select states, but I saw it on my YouTube shorts.
Oh.
People that try the foods. Yeah.
That might be delicious.
Yeah.
Some on social media are saying this is a weird jump for a Mexican chain. Others are saying it's worth a try. Stephanie Joseph, will you drive through and eat it?
Probably not. But I've never been a Taco Bell girl. So,
you heard it there.
Sorry. Hey, stick around. We have much more to come this morning right here on ARC Rochester as we continue into, can you believe it, 9 o'clock.
I know.
Wednesday morning, 9 o'clock on December 18th. Thanks so much for joining us here on Arc Rochester. I'm Stephanie Joseph.
And I'm Dan Schrack. We've got a lot more to come in this hour of Arc Rochester, including, oh boy, we're talking about tax time as the end of the year approaches. We're getting some advice on how you can get ahead with tax planning and improve your financial situation.
And then later, we are going to be going over the results to our poll of the day. This morning, we asked you, what weather conditions are you hoping for as those holidays, they fast approach? Your options are, Dan?
A winter wonderland, just some flurries, mild and cozy, or unseasonably warm. We want you to head over to our X account, scan that QR code on your screen with your smartphone. It'll take you there. You can weigh in on this poll, comment below the poll, repost the poll, and we'll go over all of those results for you at the end of the 9 o'clock hour.
But before all of that, let's get right into today's show and talk about some bizarre items you can buy in this morning's segment of Look What I Found.
Oh, okay. It's a little bit differently.
Now, but what about those extremely unique and odd Christmas trees that look every which way, but of course not traditional?
No, I know. We thought we would take a look at some of those trees and talk about them with you. We're going to start our first one with, I think this is a new-ish trend that I've seen that are called book trees, book Christmas trees. As small or as tall as you want it to be, and it's just stacked books decorated with lights and ornaments and bows and ribbons and buttons and tinsel. And this lady's...
They're going.
Yeah.
Wow. And there isn't any adhesive I see.
No, you're just stacking the books. Stacking the books. It's great. My question, though, is...
Do you think they use the Dewey Decimal System?
to set these up?
Yeah. Well, they don't. Yeah, for Dewey Decimal, you don't need the call numbers.
I do wonder, though, when you... the tree looks great, okay?
Yeah.
We've got the finished product there.
There's a little cat.
But my question is, what do you do with all the empty space then in your bookshelves?
That's neither here nor there. Well, you can always you can always use some of the trees, little trinkets from Target or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough. I like it.
All right, the next one is a model train tree. One crafty husband turned his model train into a tree, but it's also a DIY project. This is really cool. I don't mind this.
Yeah, did you mind the other thing?
No.
It's not your favorite.
Yeah.
Okay. This is actually very cool.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's got to take work and preparation and planning to build that before you even set up the little villages and trains.
This reminds me of the Polar Express. So very holiday.
There you go. Tom Hanks is connected to everything.
Of course.
All right. Tree number 3 is the upside down Christmas tree.
I thought this was like from Stranger Things.
While it might seem shocking to display your Christmas tree upside down, people have been doing this now for thousands of years. Some say they like the design, others say it has religious meaning in Christianity.
Yeah, my mom would go for this.
Yeah, I don't know about any of that, but like, that one's got the gifts upside down.
Oh. You know, like, have you ever seen, I can't think of the name, but those plants that, drape down, they have they're held in a bucket sometimes. Huh? You guys at home, you know what I mean. It looks similar to that, but this is not working for me.
No?
No.
Yeah, I don't,
And
listen,
the star?
I can appreciate the creativity. I can. And it's beautiful. But I think if you flipped it the other way, it'd be gorgeous.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Like, that's not wonderful.
It's really great decorations, too.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
Pass.
All right. For the fourth one, LED wall Christmas tree.
Yes.
So I can't say words again this morning.
This
no
is the way to
floor
go.
Space, no problem. This LED wall tree casts the cozy glow. All you need is a few hooks and a string of lights or garland.
I don't remember if it was last year or the year before. That's what I did at my desk.
Really?
Yeah, I taped it to the wall behind my desk.
Oh, that's nice. I like that. I don't know. I really like a good full tree, but this is coming from someone who hasn't had a
Oh,
real
look at
one
this.
ever.
This one's interesting, though. She's doing it in the corner, so it's making it 3D. Instead of doing it just on the wall, like a flat surface,
Yeah.
she's got a 90-degree angle here, so it's giving depth
Yeah.
to the tree.
I like this.
That
you know,
might
for a
work.
nice decoration.
Let's
that's a
see
bit
what this
new.
final product looks like.
All right.
I-
Are these ornaments that
I
she's clipping
appreciate
on?
that she's sped up this video, but
Look
she
like
needs
maybe
to
some
speed it up a little
flowers.
bit faster.
Just a tad. It's nice that it's tree at night. And
Oh, do you?
I get scared.
Well, that's all right. There's nothing wrong with that. And then we got the star on top. Come on.
Nice. Fits perfectly. Let's see if we'll see the lights
Yeah,
on.
are
Oh,
we
those
gonna-
are bells.
Are we going to see it at night with the lights?
Silver bells.
There we go.
Oh, that's
It's
great.
kind of neat. It's kind of neat.
I like that.
Think about that for a kid's room. That'd be fun. All right, next one is the Let It Snow umbrella tree. If you want a white Christmas, well, this tree, it's going to give you a white Christmas because it snows on itself. It has a snow function that makes flurries of artificial snow, and it's, you see it there, fall right onto the Christmas tree. Hang on, you'll see it coming right out of the top of the tree. There it is. No? Stephanie does not like this.
It's nice in like malls.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Not at home?
No, I'm just thinking about cleaning it up.
Yeah, cleanup
Look at
does.
his hair.
But see, it's in an umbrella, so every.
Open umbrella in the house?
Listen.
Oh my gosh.
I know it's.
Maybe I'll open it outside, but even my mom has her own superstition. She taught us this one. Like she said, even if you open it outside, don't bring it open into the house. Not good.
Okay. All right.
I just bringing all the superstitions today. All right, for the next tree, the tooth tree. A dentist in Michigan has a tooth tree outside their dental office. The tree topper, the tooth fairy herself.
That.
Oh, it looks like Snoopy.
It's.
You spelled viral incorrectly.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Not the point.
I'm not a fan of this. It's giving serial killer.
Or, oh no.
Like,
I didn't even think of
why
that.
do you have all of these teeth?
Or just a little bit too avant-garde for Christmas. Is
Yeah.
there such a thing?
I think there is, and that might be it.
Give kids another reason to hate the dentist.
Right there. Right there.
I appreciate the effort. So shout out to
The
you.
next one, a tree of glass. It's featured in Wisconsin. Artists construct this tree live in front of guests. They host a festival each year that includes live glass blowing, steel sculpting, and woodworking. They used donated glass and host a charity event during the assembly of this tree. It's very cool. You see, this is how they decorate it. They blow the glass and they just string it around as the tree turns.
How do you take that down?
That's a solid question,
Yeah.
Steph. That is a really good question. One that we should actually reach out and try and find out, because I'd be
looks
curious.
like it's thin enough where like you wouldn't break it. Like if it were to topple over, it wouldn't be shards everywhere.
Oh, see, I think there's shards everywhere.
Yeah.
100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. It looks
I don't know.
nice. I
Yeah.
like the star on top.
I think, listen, it's all there. I think the idea is cool. And I'm pretty sure Corning does maybe something similar.
I have always wanted to go because glass blowing, I've always been interested. I need to go. I
You have-
passed through
it's
Corning.
right down there.
I know.
Go.
Yeah.
Christmas time is the time to go, too. I'll tell you what.
Well,
Hey, stick around. We've got a lot more to come right here on Arc Rochester this morning, including when we come back, we're learning more about a VIP experience.
and don't forget, you can watch us on the go wherever you are streaming on YouTube. That's on the 13 WHAM YouTube channel. We're back right after this.
comedy shows, and then there are comedy experiences, and that is what our next guest has to offer.
Christopher Good News Cardwell is hosting the VIP Comedy Experience this Saturday at Vault Cafe. He is here with the Vault's owner, Rashid Owens. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning, guys.
So just want to start out VIP Comedy Experience. Tell us about it.
So we like to call it the VIP Comedy Experience because when you come into our atmosphere, we want to make it special for everybody. We have the VIP couches, we have the nice tables. It's a very nice ambiance. Rashid and Chantalee over at the Vault, they have made it a very nice building there for everybody to enjoy, and that's what we try to bring, a different type of comedy experience that people can like.
And it's a venue that sees a lot of action. We're talking in the break here about open mics. You guys get a lot of people to fill that place up.
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah. So the shows run about 70 people. For each show, we do 2 shows, one at 7:30 and one at 9:30. You know, some people like to come early and get to bed early, and then some people like to come late. It's more like a party atmosphere. So we try to do something for both.
Yeah. What's it like just hosting in front of an audience? You're seeing people sort of interact with you, laugh with you. What's that like?
I love it. It's a very fun experience, be able to play off the crowd, try new jokes. Like I said, this has been a year of us actually doing this. So throughout the year time, I've really been able to grow as a comedian, and it's fun to be able to work with these crowds because they come to laugh.
Yeah.
Do you ever get heckled? I gotta know.
Yeah,
I gotta know.
That's a part of comedy. It's gonna happen, but it's all knowing how to control the crowd and having a quick, witty comeback for these hecklers, you know, and not to be so mean, but you know, just to say something funny to get the crowd back on track and keep the show moving. But yeah, you're definitely gonna get that. That's comedy.
Yeah. Where's your material draw from, like daily life or?
Inspiration just for something might just hit me. I'm like, oh, that's funny, and I'll write it down on my phone. Or like I said, daily life, I'm a photographer, so some of my comedy comes from actually doing photo shoots and being a photographer. But it's all about having something relatable that everybody can relate to, because that's really where the funny comes from.
And what is it about events like the VIP experience that you say, yeah, that's what we're here for?
I just like to provide value, make people smile. So I was all in when Chris came with the idea to add this to our restaurant and event space. So, and it was also for reasons like to bring my family together.
That's nice. I gotta ask, do you ever get up on stage?
Absolutely not.
Come on.
I think I'm funny, but absolutely not.
We're gonna get him up there one day.
I think you got to. I think you have to try that once.
You got the look, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got the look.
To stay in the cut.
The main comedian, the headliner, his name is Toure. Toure is a Philadelphia-known comedian. He's actually has a special on Netflix right now with some more called All the Queens of Men. So it's very exciting to have him come because he's a high-profile comedian. You've probably seen him on Def Jam or Bad Boys of Comedy. He's been around for a while. Then we also have local legend Yolanda Smiles. Very funny comedian here in Rochester. That's one of my comedy mentors.
Been on the show a few times, yeah.
Travis Blunt. Travis Blunt is a comedian from Albany, Syracuse area. He was actually on Kevin Hart's show when they did it here, Heart of the City back in the day. So it was special to have him. And then we also have another young comedian named Phoenix. I wanted to give him an opportunity. He's a young up-and-coming comedian, but very funny. So I always try to give opportunity to somebody that's young and up-and-coming too as well. So, you know, put them out there and get their brand of comedy out there as well.
For somebody sitting at home who, I want to talk about tickets and everything in just a minute, but for somebody sitting at home, I want to go back to the open mic, who, you know, has always, I was telling you my little background story, who always just wanted to challenge themselves, just do it once to try it, see what that experience is like. How do they do that? Do they sign up? Who do they call?
Great.
What do they have to do?
So tonight we actually, every Wednesday we run an open mic at Rock Cinema. Big shout out to the Interloop blog and my partner Shane Allen and the open mics and Rock Cinema for letting us do the open mics there. But they can come around 8:30. Just sign up, put your name in the bucket. Everybody's welcome. We do a bucket pool, so it's like a random draw of the list, and you'll go up. We started shows around like 8:45, 9 o'clock, and yeah, you got 3 to 4 minutes to go up there and show what you got. And then today is going to be special because we have a host named Reg Thomas. He's a big name comedian from New York City. If you check out his Don't Tell, he has over 1 million views. Very well-known comedian. He'll be hosting Rock Cinema tonight, and I'm giving away 2 tickets to the VIP Comedy Experience at Rock Cinema tonight. So come out, have a free laugh. It's free. Yeah. They have food and drink, so it's going to be a great time.
Yeah, for
Sounds
sure.
like a blast.
And really quickly, does anyone ever get an encore? Like their 3 to 4 minutes was so good.
Are you thinking you're going to give it a try?
You want to come over there and try it?
I don't
See
know
what
if I
you
get them
got?
laughing, but I'll try.
I mean, we have a lot of people that, I wouldn't say an encore, but you got a lot of people that come out and enjoy and definitely come back for the experience.
All right, let's talk tickets. For somebody sitting at home who says, okay, need to attend this VIP experience, how do they do that?
We have an Eventbrite. That thing goes, if you go to either Instagram or Facebook, we have a page, VIP Comedy Experience, and you can get tickets from the ticket link. You could also get tickets at the door if they're not sold out, so everybody's welcome to come to the door. And if they see me or Rashid out, or they go to the vault, they could buy tickets directly from the vault or buy tickets directly from me as well.
And the vault, what do you guys have going on? Anything big and spectacular happening as we make our way through the holidays,
Best
New
food
Year's
in the
Eve,
city,
anything?
some of the best food in the city.
We do brunch, shrimp and grits, things of that nature. We have Waffle House makers from Waffle House.
Wow.
So we have that. We also have open mic next week hosted by Angel White.
Great. That's a great mic too.
She's
Shout out
awesome.
to Angel.
So
Very cool, very
right.
cool.
Going on.
Well, listen, thank you both so much for coming in bright and early. We'll make sure to post all of this information on our website, foxrochester.com, at home for you, so you can check it all out there.
And don't go anywhere. We still have much more to get to here on ARC Rochester. We're back right after this.
Good Wednesday morning. Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Dan Schrack, and this is your Arc Rochester news break. The U.S. Attorney's Office has announced new details in 2 tax investigations in western New York. 56-year-old James Leonardo of Rochester has been ordered to pay more than $2 million after being convicted of filing false tax returns. Investigators say Leonardo owned a yacht through a parent company and rented it out. But between 2015 and 2018, prosecutors say he falsely claimed the yacht was being used 100% of the time for business purposes when it was only being used about 1/3 of the time for business. In addition to paying restitution, Leonardo was also sentenced to time served. Meantime, a 72-year-old Victor man also faces prison time after pleading guilty to tax evasion. Prosecutors say Scott Reeves failed to report more than $1.5 million of income from a roofing business on Portland Avenue in the city. Investigators say his actions resulted in $250,000 in tax losses for the IRS. Reeves now faces up to 5 years in prison and a $250,000 fine when he's sentenced in March. Lollipop Farm is looking for the owner of a dog they say was abandoned in a dumpster. Law enforcement says that small black and white dog you see on your screen was found in a dumpster on Green Knolls Drive in the city. We're told the dog is now being cared for by veterinary staff, though anyone with information is being asked to contact Lollipop Farm. That number on your screen, 223-6500. Monroe County Sheriff's deputies are still searching for suspects 1 year after a Rochester mother was shot and killed inside a Henrietta restaurant. Family and friends gathered yesterday to remember 28-year-old Alyssa Taylor Curry, who was killed while attending a party at Trio Restaurant. Investigators say at least 3 people fired guns that night, but Taylor Curry was the only victim.
We don't know why and who, and it's just constant. You know, we can't find peace in any of it. It's just been a whole year of the firsts, you know, the first birthday, the first everything. And now we're going to start our whole second year of everything lost.
Anyone with information is being asked to call 911 or to email the Monroe County Sheriff's Office. We've got that address on 13wham.com. Families are outraged and heartbroken after personal items were removed from the grave sites of their loved ones at the Newark Cemetery, and they're demanding answers. Neighbors packed a town hall last night saying dozens of gravesite belongings were collected last month and left scattered behind a shed. Village officials say the cemetery typically undergoes seasonal cleaning, but families argue this time felt different.
Their stuff was just wiped off graves like it was nothing, like it meant nothing. And it meant something to somebody.
Newark Village Mayor Jonathan Taylor declined to comment on the ongoing investigation, but previously said the cemetery policy is under review. The Monroe County Sheriff's Office Police Benevolent Association has struck a new deal with county officials. The legislature approving a 5-year agreement which includes annual pay increases throughout the contract, a health care plan, pay incentives for military veterans on the force, and the opportunity for 12-hour shifts for certain positions. The new contract will take effect when the current deal expires at the end of 2024. In your community, a special tradition continues today for students at World of Inquiry. The senior class will take part in the annual College March, symbolically mailing letters that declare their college and career intentions. While applications are submitted online, these letters highlight the schools they're applying to and include a heartfelt note of gratitude for an adult who supported them along their academic and personal journeys. And for all these stories and any new developments throughout the day, head over to our website, 13wham.com. Stick around. Arc Rochester returns right after this. Wednesday morning and welcome back to ARC Rochester. Thanks so much for sticking with us this Wednesday morning. I'm Dan Schrack.
And I'm Stephanie Joseph. We're talking about money this half hour. Later, we will be talking about some last-minute tax advice. But first, let's talk the stock market.
Yeah, we are looking ahead to 2025 and at some key moments in the financial markets in the year that is about to be behind us, Steph.
Yeah, can you believe it? Now for more, let's go live to the floor of the New York Stock Exchange. We are joined now by Michael Reinking, is a senior market strategist. Good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hi guys, thanks for having me. We just rang the opening bell here to get the day started, so pretty exciting.
Michael, I want to dive right in with you and talk about some of the highlights and unfortunately lowlights that we saw in 2024. When the history books are written, what are we going to expect to see in those pages?
Well, I think when you look back, it's you have to say it's mostly been highlights, actually, right? And I think the thing that stands out to me the most is just how strong financial markets have been in the last year. So for the second consecutive year, we've seen major U.S. indices up double digits. And for that S&P 500, the benchmark index that your audience is using and investing in their 401ks, that index was up over 20% for the second consecutive year, for the first time going back to the mid 1990s. So, when you look at some of the drivers of what propelled markets higher, the AI revolution is kind of top of mind as we've seen kind of capital spending and business investment in that technology infrastructure and data center build outs, has really helped to kind of create jobs and create a kind of a resilient U.S. economic backdrop. And that resilience has happened despite the fact that we're coming off of one of the most aggressive tightening cycles that we've seen going back to the 1980s. And we've now started to see the Federal Reserve kind of pivot. They've been cutting rates since September. We've cut rates by 75 basis points kind of over that time period. And that is going to kind of help Main Street as we start to see interest rates on things like mortgages, auto loans, credit cards, all moving lower. And they're doing that kind of into a strong economic backdrop. So it will help preserve that. It's going to help preserve that environment. And then lastly, the election. You can't move on without talking about the election. And we've removed that overhang. Right, there is some optimism that's building that we could potentially see lower taxes, a pro-growth, business-friendly business environment, and that sets us up well for 2025.
For sure. I mean, I was just about to ask you about that interest rate cut because there's another one that's expected to come today, I believe. So what could that mean as we're heading into that new year?
Yeah, so markets are widely. We will also see an update to the summary of economic projections, right? And there is some expectation, kind of within the investment community, that you are going to see the Federal Reserve begin to suggest that the pace of rate cuts, heading into next year needs to slow a little bit. As we've started to see, that disinflationary process that's been playing out for much of this past year start to stall out a little bit, right? And they're trying to find this neutral rate in removing kind of restriction from from their monetary policy. Find this neutral rate that is neither impacting employment or inflation, and that's kind of a moving target. So they're going to suggest that they need to be kind of cautious moving forward and a little more data dependent.
Michael, as we head into 2025, I'm wondering for anyone out there who is, whether you're an amateur investor and you like to play around with penny stock, or you're talking idea of some big game changers, big shakeups that we could potentially see in 2025. I know you were talking about AI and the tech sector and the boom that we could potentially see with the new incoming administration. Anything beyond that?
Yeah, so I mean, I think that AI trade continues to evolve, right? So we've seen it really benefit kind of the picks and shovels of the AI industry in the past year, but I think we're seeing that evolve now where we're starting to see kind of software companies benefit, and investors are really paying close attention in terms of how other companies, throughout the economy are kind of talking about their AI strategy, to innovate, increase productivity and profitability. So that AI trade is not dead heading into the next year. Another area that I think is really interesting, are the financials, right? And we're expecting a better regulatory environment for that industry. That could unleash some M&A activity that we haven't seen for multiple years, right? And we're hoping that capital markets, really pick up. And in terms of kind of for your audience, and one of the most exciting things is that we could start to see a pickup in IPO activity, right? And from our seat here at the New York Stock Exchange, we're able to work with kind of the innovators, those business leaders and entrepreneurs, to help go out and raise capital to go out and change the world, and also kind of create a new round of investment opportunities for the investing public.
I want to talk about two memorable moments, I feel like, from this year. One being in August with the Dow. We remember that plunge. Nothing that people had to worry about too much then, but also again with the Dow, now it had that 9-day losing streak. Tell us a little bit about that and if there are any concerns as we go into the new year.
Yeah, so when we look back to that August timeframe, and that was a really interesting environment. There were multiple factors that kind of drove that bout of volatility. One of those things was this kind of a little bit of a growth scare here in the U.S. as we saw a pretty surprisingly weak jobs report. But I think a lot of what drove that volatility was kind of market structure as we saw volatility really pick up, and so you saw some real systematic unwinding, but U.S. markets in that episode, really showed their resilience because, if you look back, over that weekend, you saw the indices over in Asia, were down kind of double digits, while the losses here in the U.S. were much more contained. As we, highlighting kind of the recent pullback that we've seen, kind of in the Dow, which is down 9 consecutive days, right? We've seen this big rotation that has been happening, under the surface within the market. Kind of post-election, we started to see kind of breadth improve in the marketplace. More cyclical companies that have underperformed throughout much of the year, started to really perform. But over the last 2 weeks, we've seen kind of those mega cap tech stocks that have been the big outperformers, kind of really take center stage again and really start to kind of lead us to the upside, masking some of the weakness beneath the surface. But I do think that Federal Reserve rate decision coming later today could potentially be a catalyst to drive kind of the market activity and kind of turn that rotational activity back in the other direction.
Michael Reinking, Senior Market Strategist with the New York Stock Exchange. Michael, we have to let you go. We are out of time. As we let you go, I just need a date. When are we going to get the IPO for OpenAI? Because I need to get it on the ground floor.
Yeah. Hopefully sometime in 2025, but that's a question that's above my pay grade.
All right. Thank you, sir. We appreciate it.
Stick around. When we come back, it's this week's edition of Spatchcock Fun.
We're back after this. And don't forget, if you're on the go, take us with you. We're streaming live right now on the 13 Wham YouTube channel.
pudding, Spatchcock Funk here, and today we are making walnut, toffee, whiskey, bread, pudding. It's basically all 5 food groups in one thing, so how can you go wrong with that? Now to start with a custard, right, the custard mix, you need eggs. So this takes 5 eggs that you whisk. So crack them. Start beating those so they're really well whisked up and well beaten. From there, we're gonna add 1 full cup of sugar. Then you're gonna add in 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. You're gonna add half a teaspoon of nutmeg and 1/8 a teaspoon of cinnamon. Get that evenly stirred. All right, now we start getting into the really beautiful parts of this thing. You have 8 tablespoons of butter, and that's a really nice way of saying a whole stick. We've got our butter. Now to really get things going up a level, 2 cups of heavy cream. I'm talking heavy cream, the heaviest cream you can find. Get to mixing. We've got our custard. Now, we like a foil baking pan. Take some like canola oil, some kind of mild, coat it a little bit. Then you're gonna take 12 inches of a French loaf, French bread, and cut them into 1-inch cubes. And then you're gonna fill the pan with that. So it's kind of, next, take 1/2 cup of candied walnuts. I mean, these things by themselves are an awesome dessert. Sprinkle those around. Then you're gonna take a 1/2 cup of chopped up toffee bars. Sprinkle that all the way throughout. Then finally, take that awesome custard you just made and whipped up and pour it all over your bread, toffee, walnut mixture. Kind of squish it all down with your whisk, with the wooden spoon, whatever. Get it all so it's in there tough. And don't worry, it's gonna come up and it's gonna fill things up. Wrap it tightly with foil. Now, at this point, you're gonna wanna sit in a refrigerator. Well, don't you sit in the refrigerator. Have the pudding sit in the refrigerator, pudding, for 24 hours. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna poke some holes in the top of the foil and put it in the oven at 350 degrees for 40 minutes. You're gonna take the top off for another 15 minutes. It's gonna start to souffle up. Let's do that. Oh, wow. This is the bread pudding coming out of the oven. Now, here's how we're gonna serve this to make this thing really special. We've made a sauce that we're gonna top on top of it with walnut toffee whiskey from Cask and Crew. We love this stuff. It goes great, obviously, with the walnut toffee in here. So be gentle as you're getting it out of the pan. It's gonna come out light and fluffy like that. Now, we're gonna respect the heck out of it with this whiskey cream sauce. Then we got some homemade whipped cream. Bow! Gonna hit it with that. Now, time to see how things worked out. If you die and go to heaven, my bet is it tastes like that. Spatchcock Funk.
9:47 this morning, we are talking dollars and cents, and with just 2 weeks until the new year, there's only a little bit of time left for taxpayers to take advantage of some year-end planning strategies.
Yeah, Jim Schnell, partner from MMB and Company, is here with what could be some very crucial advice. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, just to start out, I can't believe it. We're already close to that time. It kind of feels like we have to rush and put everything together. What's your advice for people as they plan?
Time out on your daily routine, your weekly, monthly routine, and sit here and say, all right, what happened in 2024, right? Go back, look at your bank statements, look at some credit card statements, sit there and do a purposeful recap on what happened. Because many times some events happened last spring, over the summer, and they're just out of mind, out of sight, out of mind. So take a look, and then depending on how old you are is usually then where the conversation steer. Fund that through the end of the year, right? Open up an account for your child, right? Start that college savings. Older retirees who at age 73 now, you have to take those required minimum distributions from your retirement, from your IRAs. And you're like, hey, wow, well, this is a brand new item. You're allowed to marry that with your charitable contributions. So qualified charitable contributions, QCDs. So if you have to take RMDs, line that up with your charitable giving in your household, and that's excluded from your income.
Oh, wow.
So, there's just these little things this time of year, right? And so new parents, new retirees, new RMDs, there are tools you can have to kind of move yourself forward and save some taxes.
Also a time of year to think about maxing out some of those accounts.
Correct. So IRAs. Now, IRA is the one special thing. You actually have until April 15th of next year to fund an IRA. So that's the one thing. 401ks, no. You have to, go meet with HR, work with your company. If you haven't maxed out your 401k or you have a bonus coming, many companies, if there's a year-end performance bonus coming along, hey, put some of that into the 401k if you're able to in your household budget, right? So absolutely. So take a look where you are year to date. Again, payroll coming. This last paycheck or two that's coming. So.
I always find that there is one thing I always say, which is terrible every tax season, but I wish I remembered that. Is there a piece of advice that you have for anyone at home who's wondering, what that thing they are forgetting but just can't quite think of? And
it's funny you say that. It is investment income, okay? So even if you have, a little ExxonMobil stock or you get a 1099 dividend every year or you have a full-fledged brokerage statement, connect with your financial advisor this time of year because capital gain distributions, remember that term, all right? This time of year is when all mutual funds, a lot of it, they pass that through, right? So all financial advisors right now have an idea what capital gain distributions are coming through on your account. And that changes every year, right? It kind of fluctuates with the market, but that's going to be taxable income to you and you're not expecting it. So it's like a pleasant surprise, right? You made money in your investments, but wait a minute, I'm not getting cash out of my portfolio, so to speak, and yet I have taxable income showing up. So capital gain distributions is that item. Check on your own portfolio or with your financial advisor and see what that is right now.
In an effort to push the conversation, to push ourselves forward into 2025, I'd like to know, for somebody sitting at home who says, okay, I recently got a big boost in my income. That's going to potentially change my tax bracket next year.
You absolutely can revisit your withholdings, to your point. So maybe you you were married with 2 exemptions prior. Maybe you want to go down exemptions, ironically. Maybe you want to go married 0, right? That's going to increase the level of withholding in your return commensurate then, on your paycheck, the level of withholding, the tax bracket, right? So that extra income is now going to be taxed at a higher rate than what your previous income was. So yes, the withholding tables, as they're referred to, is absolutely something with your paycheck that you want to pay attention to. So it goes the other way. You want your exemptions to go down. That means more withholding on your paychecks, and that is going to protect you 12 months from now when you're ending 2025.
That's good advice. Jim Schnell, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Really appreciate it. We'll have all of this advice on our website, foxrochester.com.
Hey, stick around. When we come back, it's this morning's Final Thoughts, people. You don't want to miss it.
At all. We're back right after this. 4:56. Time now for our final thoughts this morning here on Arc Rochester.
Yeah, we want to dive into the poll of the day. This morning, we wanted to know what kind of weather conditions you hope for as the holidays approach. Steph, go over those options for us.
All right, we've got winter wonderland, just some flurries, mild and cozy, and then unseasonably warm.
And you picked just some flurries, right?
Yeah.
I'm going with unseasonably warm. Let's see what the consensus of everyone at home who took part in this. Oh, yeah. I listen.
Winter
Okay.
Wonderland. Well, the other half is like I want unseasonably warm.
Listen, it's Western New York, though. It's
Both sides of the coin.
We're heading into winter. First day is this Saturday.
Wow.
And
it's a cold one.
I know. I suppose we embrace it and power through, and July will be here before we know it.
Right. I think so.
That's how we like to play the game. Hey, that does it for us here on Arc Rochester. Make sure to join us tomorrow morning starting at 4:57 over on the other channel, 13 WHAM ABC.
We've also got a lot more live local news coming up later. 13 WHAM News at midday. We'll see you then. Have a great day.
Bye.